14.2 Client 2 6-week exercise program. Here's a copy of my Parkour and my medical questions that I gave to my client. They are to determine his current well-being for the session that I'm about to take place and his well-being in general life and anything that could prevent certain exercises from taking place. My client profile. His name is Dave, 53 years old, 1.67 meters tall and weighs 88 kilos. He has slight angina hypertension, smokes regularly and drinks occasionally. Smokes regularly could affect his aerobic performance. In his hypertension greatly limits the amount of stuff I can do, as I do not wish to raise his blood pressure. He is a delivery driver Monday to Sat and works quite long hours, so most of these days I'm going to have to leave free. He eats junk food regularly and can't cook. It would be good if I can give him a diet plan. For eating junk food regularly is one of the main causes, I'm sure, for his weight gain. And learning how to cook, I'm sure we can try something for that. He has no exercise barriers, so physically he is not injured or anything. He wants to lose weight and gain muscle. He wants to lose weight as he is currently about to have a very high blood pressure, which is the cause of weight. He is also borderline obese, and losing weight would be a great thing for him. And gaining muscle because he thinks he might lose his job due to the fact that he struggles in his older age to pick up the heavier boxes. So he would like to gain some muscle to be able to keep picking up those heavy boxes and keep his job. He is open to all sorts of training and cannot give any specific favourites, as he has never had any training or done any exercise before. Client's target. We created a SMART target, which is for him to lose 10 pounds in the 6-week program. I think this is fairly reasonable. Most people, plenty of programs can lose 10 pounds within a month, but since within 1 month, which is 4 weeks, but since this is his first time doing exercise, I think expanding this to 6 weeks is a reasonable goal. And the client's target, like I always say, keep job again, must continue lifting boxes, so that's where we're going to build up in the muscle. And his legs, core and back. His legs, core and arms. Since to really lift the heavy boxes off the ground, you want to start off with your legs, and you want to lift with your legs and your arms more than your back, which hurts your back. So you want to focus on those areas to help protect him. Client 1, week 1. As he works we only want to start off with really one session. As it's his first time doing exercise, we want to ease him into it. So one session a week, and it makes sense to do that on Sunday since that's the only day he does not have work. So considering the times he has work here, rest days, and for him to just relax. So on Sunday, this is leg day. We're going to do this in threes. We're going to have leg day, arm day, core day, leg day, arm day, core day. And for each one, we are just going to up the reps as we go along to help him show progressive overload. So for Sunday, we're going to start with some dynamic and static stretching. For this, we really want to get the legs out stretched, so our stretch is going to involve a bit of jogging up and down our length of the core. We're just going to do the classic pull up the legs towards the chest, lunges, high kicks, Superman, all the very classic stretches which to help him with his legs. We'll also do some static stretches such as sitting on the floor, stretching your leg out as far as possible and trying to touch your toes. We'll start off with the rowing machine. The rowing machine is a really good exercise that we're lucky to have access to, because it works most things, but particularly it works your legs. So even though you do pull the rope towards your hands, you also mostly works coming with their legs when you push out from the thing. So we're going to start off with the rowing machine. We're going to do that for about 5 minutes. I think this is fairly reasonable. It's not the most vigorous exercise activity. We have not set a maximum limit. It is better for him to do full ones and go a bit slower than for him to do quick ones. We want to use the full length of the machine to build as much muscle as possible. We also want him to do some weighted leg extensions, which is basically It involves going up to a machine where you have your legs bent at a 90-degree angle, and there's a bar on top of your legs, and it's connected to a certain type of weight, and then you lift your leg up to a 180-degree angle, and then lift them back down again. We want to do 2 sets of this, and we want to alternate this with the squats, so we not have to repeat legs, straightening the legs from the weight. We want him to do 12 reps at a time with 50% of his 1 rep max that we will first work out before we start. We then want him to do some squats. We've got regular squats, dumbbell squats, and inner thigh squats. Now, for the regular squats, it's simple. I want to see make sure we work on his form, get his form right before we do any of the weighted stuff. So we're just going to get him to do 6 reps of that, 50% 1 rep max. Make sure we get his posture right. Then dumbbell squats. Make sure 50% of 1 rep max. Should be fairly simple for him. Same for inner thigh squat. It's all fairly easy. He shouldn't struggle with any of that. And they are really good exercises, as a squat is a very reliable way to build to not only help with your posture, but also really works your knees and your legs and your calves. That's like the main area that it focuses on. And a squat is one of the most widely used exercises to help legs muscle. And then we'll go 5-minute run. Every single one of our sessions will end with at least a 5-minute run. This is the main way we're going to try and help him to lose weight. With a 5-minute run, I'll be running with him to help motivate him the whole time, to make sure he keeps going, to push him up. And mostly I'm with him to monitor his health while we're doing it, because he has got hypertension. We want to make sure we're keeping a good eye on his blood pressure. We want him to stay in roughly 50% of his training zone. We don't want him doing too vigorous. We just want him to run for 5 minutes around the thing and hopefully be okay. Then for a cool down, once again, static stretching only this time. Just going to sit down, stretch the legs, pull our legs towards us, pull our legs into our chest, stretch our arms up towards our legs, and then that will finish our session. Client 2. Once again, we're sticking with the 1 session a week. So we're going to leave the days he has work alone. So those are rest days, Monday to Saturday. And with our 1 session, it is now arm day. Start with the dynamic stretching. We are just mainly stretching our arms. We're going to keep with the jogging while we're doing it to help get our pulse raised up. But for dynamic stretching, we start off with bicep curls. And I've written 3 sets, but we're going to alternate it. So we're going to go bicep, tricep, shoulder, bicep, tricep, shoulder, bicep, tricep, shoulder. We might do 2 sets if that's too difficult for him, but that depends. I'm not quite sure what he is capable of. We will find out, hopefully, probably within the first set of bicep curls. 8 reps, work out as 50% of his 1 rep max. Do that, 8 reps. 8 reps tricep press, 8 reps shoulder press. This is with dumbbells. This is great for building muscle in his arms to help him lift the boxes, and using dumbbells is probably the easiest way for him to do this. And having bicep, tricep, and shoulder not only works all of the arm and the shoulder to make sure you get every part of the upper body improved to help lift the boxes, but it also adds some variation by doing 3 different types. Once again, ending with the 5-minute run. We're going to hopefully pick up the pace a little bit. I still would like to see roughly into 15 minutes going. We might slip into 60, but we're still just trying to watch his health, make sure he's safe while he's doing it. We'll lose a bit of weight, make him sweat a bit. Cool down. Just going to be running. Once again, take some deep breaths, sit down, stretch out our legs, because we've been running still, so we're going to keep doing with the pulling our legs towards us, reaching out towards them and stuff. But now obviously we've got to stretch our arms, so cross body stretch with our arms behind the back stretch, placing our arm against the wall and facing outwards and stretching our shoulder. And yeah, that will complete that day session. Week 3, slight changes. Only with we're now coming up to halfway. We really want to focus on the weight loss because of it. It is damaging his health. So we have added in something on Wednesday. I've done Wednesday. So that's the midpoint. We want him to get as much rest as possible because of such poor shape he is. We don't want to overload him. So we've done it on Wednesday. So he has 2 days after exercise to recover and 3 days before, which is ideal. And we're just going to do some dynamic stretching because we're going for a 1 mile run timed. Now I'm timing this for reasons you will find out later in this video. So we're going to time his 1 mile run. Hopefully it won't take too long. We're going to make sure we keep roughly within 50 seconds. Really, we just want to go whatever's comfortable to him. If he wants to go faster, I'm not going to stop him. But I will make sure that he is responsible. He knows that he is responsible for staying at a pace that feels healthy to him. We then have a cool down where we're going to stretch out our legs because our legs were the only thing we used when we were running. Then back to Sunday. It is now core day. With upper body is the main focus of picking up the boxes. We really want to protect. We want to have him to have some good core strength because we're when our body is sort of like the balance. It's the foundation that the rest of our muscles are built on. So we want a good core strength to be able to pick up the boxes. So we're going to keep going with the rowing machine because the rowing machine, while it is more a leg thing, it kind of, like I said before, combines everything. So it's a really good session just to keep because as we haven't done leg day in a week now, 2 weeks, we want to make sure that the legs don't become complacent. We don't want the muscles to deteriorate because we haven't worked on them. So the rowing machine should keep them active and help wake them up. Then medicine ball catching and throwing. This could be kind of fun. I think you might enjoy this one. The medicine ball we use depends on where he's capable. We can go from 5 to 9 or to 13. Probably, I think he'll be alright with 9. I think that'll be fine. If not, we'll go down to 5. Simply, just going to practice catching the ball, throwing it to shover, showing the proper technique to make sure he stays safe, and that is about it. Sit-ups. Sit-ups are a great exercise to do. They don't have to be done in a session. They can be done at home. Sit-ups are good, and they're very commonly used, very easy to do, and are very reliable to produce results, and also very easy to measure progress, as you can just measure the reps they're able to do. We're going to do 2 sets of this, alternating with a plank and bridge alternating. So you're going to sit up, plank, bridge, sit up, plank, bridge. We're going to do 15 reps of sit-ups, and for plank and bridge, we're going to do 20 seconds of each. We're going to give him roughly a 30-second break in between to make sure his muscles have the time to build back up the energy to help him have the best possible performance. Week 4. Keeping Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday and Saturday as the rest days. We are going back to doing our main weight loss training on Wednesday, but to mix it up and add a bit of variance, we are doing cycling, once again timed, for 2 miles. The reasons I've increased the mile is because cycling is obviously a lot easier and you move a lot faster on a bike. So this should actually most likely take a lot less time than the running, provided he is alright at cycling. For the stretching for the cycling, it is mainly our legs, so we'll do a lot of leg stretching before we head off, doing some lunges, some crunches, putting our legs to our chest and all that, and then same for the cool down. This is good, like I said, add some variance while also being great for building muscle in your legs, and it makes you sweat a lot, which helps increase weight loss. Then skipping back down to Sunday. On Sunday we start off with the same dynamic stretching as we were back to our we are now on the repeat, and so we're going all the way back to leg day with increased reps and a slight difference with the squats. Once again, starting with the rowing machine, 5 minutes. I think we're going to keep it at 5 minutes because 5 minutes is a good. We're trying to use the rowing machine as a start to get all our limbs rolled up and use it also as a bit of pulse raising in cohesion with the jogging we do in the dynamic warm up. So 5 minutes should be enough for that. Get every part of our body going and awake. Weighted leg extensions. We're now going to 2 steps and we're going to move from 10 reps back up to 12 reps at 50% of his 1 rep max. For now, we're going to keep 50% and we're going to stick with 2 reps for weighted leg extensions. Since his arms, the reason we do 2 reps for weighted leg extensions and 3 reps for his arms is because his arms already should have some muscle structure since he has been lifting all these heavy boxes. I'm expecting some muscle definition, whereas I'm expecting a lot less since he spends most of his time sat down, not doing much. So I'm expecting his legs to be lacking in the muscle department mainly. Squats. Keep with a regular squats and a dumbbell squat up to 8 reps. Increase to 8 reps, 50% of the lower mass. We also added for him for a bit of uniqueness and variance the Bulgarian split squat, which is a split squat. If you don't know what a split squat is, it involves sort of getting into a lunge position, which means you mainly work on increasing one leg at a time. So you'd have to take turn doing each leg. But instead of just that, you have the lunge session and you have your back leg resting. It could be a box or it could be a bench or it could be a plank, anything like that. But it takes all the pressure off that leg, so you really are just solely working on one leg. So a lot harder, but it is time to show for increase. We have been working on his legs for 3 weeks now. And we've increased the run throughout weeks 4 to 6 to 7 minutes. If this becomes too much, we will go back down to 6 and then to 5. But we're hoping for a slight change in his structure and his body type by now, and hopefully his aerobic capacity. And we're hoping he'll be able to run for the whole 7 minutes. Now, Wednesday. This is why we timed it. We now want him to do the exact same thing, except the main goal here is we want him to do it quicker. Whatever happens, we want to. As we stuck to 50% of his training zone, we are now going to try and keep a play pace at 60% of his training zone, which, if my maths works out right, means he should have a reduced time by the time he finishes. So we are now trying to beat the time that he originally recorded in weeks 2 for running and week 4 for cycling. Still 1 mile, keeping it the same, just trying to do it faster, put in more effort. Same cool down, dynamic stretching, legs, already stated. Sunday, dynamic stretching. Same bicep, tricep, shoulder, the perfect triple bang combo to work out the entire arm all the way from the wrist up to the shoulders. Getting the entire arm worked. Up the reps from 8 to 10, still keeping 50% of your max. Try and build more muscle mass in the arms. Also added in press ups to finish off the session. Press ups are extremely important in all exercise programs. They're so easy to do, so well known, used all around the world. Really reliable in terms of building arm muscle and core muscle. Haven't used our core muscle in a week, in 2 weeks now, so we need to focus on building that, on keeping that steady. And yeah, press ups, 3 sets, 20 reps. 20 reps should be manageable for, I think, everyone. If we can't do 3 sets, we might go back down to 2. And then we have the 7-minute run, as always. Always we have a 7-minute run. And then our cool down, as it's mainly our arms that we do our run. We are going to do arms and legs, sitting down and standing up against the wall to do some swinging leg movements and pushing our arm against the wall to get our stretch on our shoulder. And finally, to end it all out, week 6, we have some dynamic stretching on work day, and we are now, yeah, you guessed it, a reduced time on the 2-mile cycle, putting more effort, make sure we're building that leg muscle, losing weight, all that good stuff that my client wants to happen, and also have a cool down at the end, mainly focused around his legs, sitting down, stretching them. And new thing, Friday, test day. If this is where we find out if everything I have said was reliable in the end, and it has now produced results. If it has produced results, we should now have a new 1 rep max for all, or hopefully most, of the exercise that we have already done. And by using the Skin4 calorie test, he should hopefully have a lower BMI, and should also, by weighing him, weigh slightly less. His weight also depends on if he follows a nutrition plan and eats less food. If he eats more food to compensate for the exercise, then that's a problem that I can't really control. I can only suggest that he does not do that. But yeah, we're over a new 1 rep max now. It's good. We get to test his 1 rep max now. We get to test out this new 1 rep max in our Sunday session. We'll be still roughly the same. We've added a little sign. We have the rowing machine, standard, getting all the muscles going, everything hit up, get the blood pumping after the dynamic stretching, where we will be stretching the legs and the arms as we're doing the run and the rowing machine, as well as our core stuff. While we're doing our core stuff, we'll do some bending. I forgot to mention this in the week 3, so this applies for week 3 as well. We will do some stretches that involve bending over, touching your toes, bending backwards, like standing straight up and then trying to bend back as far as you can without falling over, to stretch out our core a little bit. We were doing the rowing machine, then the medicine ball, catching, throwing. Quite fun. We should be completely fine with the 9 kg ball now, hopefully. Sit-ups, 2 sets, 20 reps, and now increase to 20 reps from the 15 to show progressive overload. And the medicine ball sit-ups as a little something extra, because medicine ball we've actually decreased the original for, while the sit-ups increased from 15 to 20, we have decreased it from 15 down to 10, because the medicine ball makes it a lot harder. But hopefully that should be alright, because he has been doing sit-ups for a while now and should find them fairly simple. So 2 sets of those, alternating, lovely jubbly, and then plank and bridge. We're going to keep this as 20 seconds. We're ending out the main exercise part of a portion, the muscle building. So we're going to keep that at 20 seconds. When the body starts to come down, and then we have our 7-minute run. Well, once again, the main aim for these runs is weight loss and to make sure he stays running, stays active. It's almost now in preparation for the Wednesday sessions, where we go for our proper run and our cycles. Then we have our cool down to stretch out all the muscles used, legs, arms and core, and then we go about our lovely day. Alternatives: if he can't make the session at all, I recommend, since he lives quite far away from where he works, roughly 3 miles, he walks to and from work. This is quite strenuous. This is probably more effort than my sessions, which means you should make effort to turn up. And if he doesn't, I do hope that he sticks to his word and does this alternative, because this will at least give him something outside of the session. Performing 20 reps of sit-up pressers at home. If he exits the session and in cohesion with not being able to come to session, the main reason I chose how to do sit-ups and how to do press-ups is because they are so simple to do, and they need no equipment, very little space, so easy to replicate in a home environment. So no excuses. I expect him to do sit-ups and press-ups. I really expect him to hopefully do some every day if possible, but that might be overzealous expectation considering he doesn't do much exercise. And if it's an injury that involves one particular part, so he injured his leg, or he hurt his chest, or he injured his arm, so pulled calf, bruised chest, sprained wrist, per se, then we will just switch your weeks around until that muscle group becomes better. So if it's a very minor injury, then we can simply say it was because it goes arm, leg, core. If he does the arm day, then injures his leg, we will go straight, instead of going to arm day, we just did that, we will do core, and we will do arm day again, and then we'll hopefully have to do leg day 3 weeks later. If it takes even longer than that, we might still do leg day, but decrease the reps, decrease the sets, and decrease the amount he has to lift, and try and build more strength back into that particular muscle.